Chicken Man is saying, Dominic, I'm literally at work and listening to you while working. You see? See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? And I have my boy Josh with me bringing the fire as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to move on, and we're going to move on to one of the most interesting fixtures we have this weekend, because I have an Aston Villa fan with me, and they will take on new boys Watford, who came second in the championship last season, where Aston Villa placed 11th, a drop off at the back end, but they were damn impressive. Josh, take it away. Take it away. Let us talk about Villa. Let's talk about Grealish. We don't want to be too long, but we're going to touch on everything we need to touch on.
So, whirlwind of, I would say, a couple of years. Ever since championship playoff failure against Fulham, where we had John Terry as captain, where we wanted to bounce up. It's been crazy, and I think we are still to this day have people reminding Aston Villa fans that the only reason we're in the Premier League is because goal line technology wasn't working, and that comes up. But for me, we're a club that have just lost arguably one of the, he is the most expensive British transfer record fees, and Jack Grealish, 100 million. He's one of the most influential players of our club, or was at our club. Everything through Grealish brought success. When he wasn't in the team, we weren't the same. However, most people would be down in the gloom. You've just lost Jack Grealish. How are we going to move forward? What the Villa ownership have done, and Johan Land, the sporting director, is they've come in with some quality signings. Leon Bailey, Emi Buendia, Danny Ings. 3 players for the price of 1. And you got 10 million change as well, by the way. They put a spin on it in a sense that I could still be sat here doom and gloom in my boxers, sitting here crying that we've lost Jack Grealish, but I'm not. And a lot of Villa fans feel like that actually we can move forward. We're in a good position. And we're going to bring in, we brought in Axel Tuanzebe on loan. We've got a few more, I think, in the pipeline, as we talked about earlier. James Ward-Prowse, potentially. There are, I reckon, 1 or 2 more coming in. And what I can say is, and I feel confident in saying this, we will finish better than we did last season. And we finished 11th. And I believe we will finish better than we did last season. We played Watford in our opener, who I can't stand Watford, Dom. I've never liked Watford. Never liked Watford.
Let me say this. Can't stand them either. That's why every time we play them, we smash them.
Yeah, I love that. There's 2 things about Watford that I detest. Number 1, Troy Deeney. He's a blue nose, so he's a Birmingham City fan. He is an absolute cannon of a bloke. Sometimes I'm like, he's been on Talk Sport a few times at one of the big radio stations here, and he's on. And you think, you know what? I like you, Troy. And then all of a sudden, you remind yourself of what actually the other side of him, and he doesn't mind being hated. And then the second thing is their manager Ferriger that really, really winds me up. Really, really does wind me up. And I'm looking forward to playing Watford. I think we can go there and show people what we're going to be about this season. And I think there are a lot of people outside of Aston Villa. I don't know if you know, who actually look at us now and go, okay, this club are on the rise. This club are going to do bits.
Listen, man. Aston Villa, let me say this. You guys are a big club. You got Champions League, old Champions League, but you got a Champions League trophy. You see what I mean? You have history. When I want to talk about City, people say, where's your history? But for Aston Villa, you guys have history. You're historically one of those quintessential English clubs. And I think you guys are back. It's been 2 seasons now. Survived. Last season you did better than the previous. You guys are back. You guys are a scary team. When you look at the roster, it's scary. With Grealish, it's a lot better. Without Grealish, not so dangerous, but you guys have to learn to play without him. And last season was a lesson. You have to learn. And you saw towards when he was about to come back, Villa started to play better without Grealish. And I think they had to come to the realization that he was leaving as well, because there were whisperings already last season about Grealish leaving.
Yeah.
He stayed, but now he's a City player.
Yeah.
To touch on the Grealish situation, he had to move. It's his first ever transfer. He's 25 years old. If he doesn't take it now, it might not come in the future. His form could desert him. He could get an injury. Whatever. Villa could get relegated again, and then he goes to join Newcastle or one of them other clubs. I'm just saying. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Grealish is now going from basically being the man Aston Villa Football Club revolves around to basically joining a bunch of revolving gears at City, where he's not that focal point. So the pressure is off him. He could now do his thing. The pressure is still on him, seeing that he's the most expensive British English player ever, and he came in for 100 million. But there's players within Man City squad who would go for way more than that. So he's not the man in the dressing room anymore, if you understand. So a little bit of burden is off his shoulders. He now gets to play Champions League football. It's just different facility. I watched a few of his videos, and it's just like a kid in a candy shop at City now, because everything is just bigger. Everything, the prospects of just winning things are just there. So he had to move. Villa, as you said, they did good with the money. I'm not saying Villa had money already, but they did good with the money. And if you look at the signings that they made, there's some impact signings, right? Buendia, he's the reason why Norwich are up in the Premier League again. Norwich won the championship, 97 points. Why? Emiliano Buendia. I think he's currently injured, right?
So he's had a knock, but I don't know if it's a precautionary one. It's a very one that they're keeping under the radar. So I'll be looking out to see if he emerges in training, basically, tomorrow.
And I think James Ward-Prowse signing would be huge for Aston Villa. I think James Ward-Prowse deserves more than Southampton, to be completely honest, because he's a quality player, and watching him suffer 9-0 and just keep losing how many games in a row they lost last season, it's just sad, man, for such a quality player. Danny Ings, that Danny Ings signing, once Danny Ings stay fit, oh my God. Leon Bailey. I'm curious to see what Leon Bailey does. I know the Jamaicans are going to be all over that one. I'm curious to see what Leon Bailey does in the Premier League. This one has been a long time coming. He was linked to City. He was linked to other clubs before. And I think Aston Villa is a good fit for him. It's a really good fit. It's a club that would allow him to do his thing. Ashley Young. What you think about the comeback there from Ashley Young?
I thought it was a good piece of business. I thought free transfer, knows the club legend, and Mr. Versatile.
And leadership qualities, seeing that Grealish is no longer at the club. That's also something that we got to note. Look, outgoings. Ahmed El Mohammedi, he had to go up there in age. Neil Taylor as well. You got to phase out these players, these fringe players, and bring in fresh ones.
Yeah.
Bjorn Engels as well, another player left the club. Tom Heaton, Mbwana Samata. Samata was a panic buy because of, and he has left the club since last season, went out on loan. You did recoup $6 million from him. And the big one, Jack Grealish. Oh my God. This, listen, as a City fan, listen, I'm pumped. I was watching a Jack Grealish video yesterday of him just talking with some kids on the City channel, and look, while watching the Community Shield, I was so pumped up. I was like, woo! Great. It's just a new signing, man. I'm just hyped over new signings. And it just felt good. And I'm curious to see what he's going to do in that City blue, man. I'm happy for him. I want him to do well. I know there's a lot of haters out here who don't want to see him do well, because it's City and all, saying that we spent 100 million on Jack Grealish. How much more? Listen, you can't pay less for a player like Grealish. He is worth every single pence and more. All of it. All. He's worth everything. And I just want to see him do well this season and shut up all the haters, man. Seriously, man. Seriously. Look, as for Watford, let's talk about them. But before we do, last time these two teams met was in 2020. That was in the Premier League. Aston Villa won 2-1, but Watford won the opening game 3-0. Watford has been performing pretty well against Aston Villa in recent times. In the last 5 games, Watford has 3 wins, Aston Villa has 2. All-time Premier League record with Aston Villa 4 wins, Watford 3, 1 draw. Home record for Watford, they have only lost once to Villa. But look, let's talk about Watford. Xisco, new manager. Could they keep Xisco for the entire season? I don't know, man. They're ruthless, man. Those Italian owners are ruthless.
I'll be surprised. I'll be absolutely surprised.
They're ruthless. But they did well. They went down and they came back up right away. And you got to give it to them. Troy Deeney, as you mentioned before, he is he is the personality in that club. But is he going to start every game when they're back in the Premier League? That's a question, because they also brought in Emmanuel Dennis Bonaventure. They brought him in from, I think that was Club Bruges. There's also Isaac Success. I remember when Success came in, he was a big talk and never really had any success. Yeah. And they've made some signings. Let's just touch on Watford signings and then we'll move on. And there's also Ismail Assar, who came in for record fee. Did well, but got injured and got relegated. That was kind of sad. But Imran Louza from Nantes, a player I'm not so familiar with, central midfield, 10 million euros. Emmanuel Dennis, 23 years old, Nigerian, Club Bruges, 4 million. I think they got him for very cheap because he's proven himself in the Champions League, and it'll be interesting to see what happened with him. Matty Pollock, 19-year-old centre-back from Grimsby Town, 300k. Danny Rose, that's an interesting one, left-back from Spurs. Ashley Fletcher, I think, is a very, very good signing, a centre-forward from Middlesbrough. He's been doing pretty well in the lower leagues for some time. Free transfer. Josh King, a free transfer. So that's why I said I'm not sure if we'll see Deeney start in games. What are your thoughts on that? Because you have Josh King, you have Emmanuel Dennis. Why is Deeney starting?
I think Deeney will expect to start, which is the issue. The presence he has in that change room, being club captain. Let's see how the manager deals with that. I still think Deeney in his head will expect to start, but he had injuries last season which held him back, and they went with a new avenue. But you're right, the transfers they've made in those positions suggest otherwise. Yeah. So let's see how Watford manage this, because could I argue that they've done a Fulham of 2 years ago, where they've signed too many players, panicked, and they're not going to gel and click. We'll have to see.
They also brought in Peter Etebo from Stoke on loan. Juraj Kučka, a Slovakian from Parma. He's 34 years old. That was a weird one. And that probably has something to do with the Italian ownership as well, even though Parma isn't under the umbrella there still. But that one was a weird one. Quadro Ba, a left winger, 18-year-old from Rochdale, undisclosed fee. And these are the signings made. In terms of outgoing, Craig Dawson to West Ham, we know about that one. Ben Wilmot to Stoke, 1.7 mil. And there's a Adalberto Penaranda. This guy would never get a chance at Watford, man. He's back out on loan again. There's also Pontus Dahlberg to Doncaster on loan. Ashraf Lazar has left. Carlos Sanchez, who was stealing, basically. They're getting high wages. He's left the club. Well, he was actually at West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on huge wages, and then he went to Watford. Jerome Sinclair, 24-year-old Jamaican Englishman, and that's it for them. Look, man, look, I'm gonna just share my prediction. Let's share our predictions together again. 1, 2, 3.
2-0.
2-1. 2-1 to Villa.
2-0
2-1 to
Villa.
Villa. Yeah, I see Villa winning this one, but I see them conceding. Also, we forgot to mention that Emi Martinez factor, Copa America euphoria, still buzzing. The man is still celebrating. Like every time when Emi Martinez is like walking, like when he's walking, when he's doing anything, if he's showering, brushing his teeth, making love to his wife, there's like a little celebration that goes on in his head like every other minute, celebrating the Copa America win because this guy has been huge, man.
He's
I
on
think I think Arsenal missed the trick there, you know.
Didn't show him enough love. And that's all he wants, to be loved. We've done it. We gave him the love. We gave him the number one over Tom Heaton. I know, obviously, Heaton had some injuries, but they would come back at the same time. And Argentina gave him the love, gave him the number one jersey. Arsenal, been there for years. And they said, do you know what? We prefer Leno.
I have to say, Emi Martinez Emi Martinez's story is one that you could look at and you could try to emulate. Get it, Emi? You could emulate it because he was in the wilderness for about 10 years. Arsenal player for 10 years. And he played in the lower leagues. And this man worked his way back up. So if you're doing YouTube and you're not getting views, or you're doing something else, you're not getting views, you're on Twitch, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, Facebook, and you're trying to do something, you're not working out, keep going. Keep trying new things, keep trying new adventures. And who knows, someday you'll get your big break like Emi Martinez, because when he had that opportunity with Arsenal when Bernd Leno got injured, he was undroppable. And the fact that Arsenal, being stubborn, wanted to stick with Leno, who I think could be very good at times, but also very shocking at times, they didn't make the hard call by saying, you know what, Bernd, we're going to stick with Emi Martinez. But Villa said, listen, we're going to pay the money. You got him. You did better last season. He won the Copa America. And now I think he'll do very well this season. Where do you have Villa finishing this season, though?
8th.
Quality season you will have if you finish 8th. What about 7th? 7th, a little conference. A little. You don't want a conference?
No, I'd love 7th. I would love 7th. Because I've been put on the spot before of trying to name 7 teams who I think will finish above us, and it is really tight. But listen, the Villa board, Nassi Suarez and Wes Edens have basically said that they expect Aston Villa to qualify for the Champions League in 2023. That's how ambitious these owners are. So for me, we got to find some sort of European spot. But we are ambitious. They're spending the money. They're showing what they can do. 2023, big project going on at Villa. We are back.
You guys look good. And I do agree. Villa are definitely back, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with this season, like they were last year. Do you see another 7? What was the score against Liverpool again?
I love that. 7-2. Yeah, lovely. My God. Yeah. Can I see that? Yeah, why not? That was mad. That was absolutely mad.
Listen, you know what Swiss cheese looks like, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Liverpool got Swiss cheesed up. But that may be an anomaly. It might not happen again, but let's see though. You guys were doing the business, man. Jack Grealish, Ross Barkley, freaking Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins, what is the situation with him though?
He picked up a little hamstring injury on Sunday, but again, we're hoping it's just precautionary, and he'll be back. Dean Smith has come out today. was it yesterday, and basically said he doesn't see Ollie Watkins playing out wide because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Villa going to play 4-2-3-1. Is Watkins going to get shoved wide left because he has played there before?" But no, Dean Smith has come out and said, "I will be playing Ings and Watkins together." That's goals. Watkins, even before we signed Danny Ings, I had Watkins down as a 15-goal plus striker. If we can get Ings and Watkins combined to score 30 goals, wow. Wow.
Listen, man, you guys are looking real. I got to say you guys are looking good. And look, just to give you a refresh of what this Aston Villa team looks like right now, right? You have Keenan Davis, who scored his first Premier League goal, right? Last season to come off the bench. You got the boy Wesley, who came. Is Wesley fit again?
He's back.
Listen.
We could be loaning him. We've got to make a decision between Davis and Wesley, apparently. One of them's got to go.
I think you should loan out Davis to one.
Yeah.
I think they should loan Davis to maybe Southampton. Maybe maybe not Southampton. They brought in players. But maybe to a club that might need another striker, like a backup striker. Maybe to a championship team. That'll do his confidence some good.
Yeah.
Wesley, I think, has the quality, and you should keep him. You paid big money for him. You should keep him. Maybe to come off the bench, cup player. But you talk about impact players like an Anwar El Ghazi, a Bertrand Traore. Bertrand Traore is on another level, man.
Yeah.
What's the situation with Trezeguet? Is he leaving the club?
He had that really nasty injury. It's put him out for a while.
Well, he's staying then. He's staying.
Trez was our hero. He was a hero. He was the one who couldn't stop scoring at the back post when we were nearly relegated. So, but that's 3 players you're talking about who are probably going to be on the bench. That's squad depth.
You guys have the depth. Jacob Ramsey looked good in the back end of the season. John McGinn is always there. Morgan Sanson hasn't really kicked on yet. I thought Conor Hourihane left the club.
We loaned him, but I think he will be one that we will get rid of. He went on loan to Swansea, but he'll be gone.
He has a little quality in him, you know. Douglas Luiz and your centre back options are solid with Courtney House. Couldn't even get a game last season, man.
No. But now we signed Axel Tuanzebe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Villa fans speculating, are we going to go to a 3 at the back? Because if you've got Tyrone Mings and Ezri Konsa, why would you drop? If you're Axel Tuanzebe, why would you come to Aston Villa knowing that is a partnership that doesn't get broken? Are we going to change the formation? Yeah.
Depth. I think it's for depth because the schedule, remember, right? We have to factor in that. And big up to everybody still watching. If you haven't liked the video, like it. We need 24 more likes to hit 100. We have to factor in that there's going to be World Cup qualifiers coming up. And it's a 3-match window. 3-match. Before it was 2.
Yeah.
But now it's 3 games. It's going to be, and squads are going to be big. Players are going to get involved. Some players who never got called up are going to get called up. Guys like Bertrand Traore, all these guys are going to be involved for Burkina Faso. And you're going to need the depth. Believe me, you're going to need the depth. But Aston Villa, I'm telling you, the business that you guys have done, mind-blowing. Matt Cash, how good was he? Matt Target, when he came over from Southampton. How good were these guys? You guys are doing some really good business.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal need to take a page out of what Aston Villa are doing right about now. But look,